Peace, y'all, and welcome to Carolina's Finest. I am your host, Bird Nefertiti. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for watching us again. I'm so glad that you're here. Today we have a guest who has been trained in the orchestra. He is a rapper, songwriter, and I personally feel like that he is a young Kanye in the making. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Y'all can figure it out for yourselves. But today we have Tracy Lamont.
Hey,
how you doing, Tracy?
How are you?
I'm doing great. Everything's great. You know, the world is moving.
Life is love.
Life is love. Is that your catchphrase?
That is. It's like my mantra, honestly.
Why is that?
Well, I don't want people to confuse it and think that it means that things are happy-go-lucky and things like that all the time or romantical. No. Life is love comes from the understanding that love is balanced. So, that, there's good and evil and good and all of that. So, life is love is kind of just me saying, whether it's good or bad, it's still leading me closer to wherever I need to be on my journey.
See, that's why you have to stay tuned for the show. But before we get into the nuts and berries and pineapple juice of the show with Tracy Lamont here, we first have to do the meme of the moment. All right, you ready, Tracy? All right.
Let's go.
Okay, so the first meme says, when you go for an oil change and find out you got 17 other problems and your car got 2 months to live.
Oh, life. The Denzel with the tear. Yeah, that's when you planned out your entire check down to the T, down to that $30.52 that oil change was supposed to cost you, and they hit you with this going to be $600 today, and then another, 1,000 tomorrow.
I don't know.
Go green.
Okay, so that's the first meme. And the second one says, note to self, you got to do this for you. This is for you. This isn't about anybody. Live for you. Honor you. Never lose sight of that.
Okay. No, I think that's a beautiful thing. I think that's something that we everybody, no matter how rich, where you come from, your background, whatever, I think we all lose sight of that. And I think it's essential to make sure that you remember why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah. And keeping yourself first, because a lot of times, especially women, we get so fixed on, I do this for this person, I gotta do this for that person, I gotta do this because the world needs to be saved, which is true. All that is well and good. However, if you don't refuel yourself and if you don't remember your why, you'll be lost.
I think I read something that said you can't pour into somebody else if you're not full yourself.
Amen. And Ashe, that's the word. And so what would be your personal note to yourself? What would you say?
It's a good one. My personal note to myself. Man, I definitely have to say that life is love. I can't I would have to go with my mantra and not just to plug myself, but to honestly say that that's when I came up with that, I was in a kind of place where I didn't know what was going on. I was changing jobs, moving cities, relationship was rocky, music was going well, but I knew that I could be doing better. So I was just like, you know what? Life is love. Let's take this a step at a time. Step at a time, man. So that would be my mantra, man. That's what I could say.
Why has it been so long? Why have I had to write this song? I've been so lonely all along. I'm feeling something special. These things I did so wrong. Good beats they play on all my songs. Sometimes fear and regret so strong, but I just know I'm gifted. The time has come for you to learn, young one. My sea stars from the sun. Are you ready to bloom? Feel the energy from the moon.
Okay, so Tracy Lamont, again, y'all, producer, songwriter, young Kanye in the making.
Thank you.
This guy, first of all, in his bio, he was in the orchestra when he was 8 years old, right?
In middle school.
That's not 8, but middle school.
I started writing when I was 9.
Started writing when he was 9. Played the bass, y'all, and he can read music. I'm just going to pause right there because we don't know too many musicians today that exist today in this time that we talk to, that we breathe air with, right?
Oh, okay.
That know how to read music for real. Like, I mean, we talk about the quarter note, the eighth note. You know, I think, is that how it's?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to plug.
So
you got to plug.
so all that with the lines, you know what I'm saying, with the staff. There's not too many people who know how to read music. So I think that is art. I think that's really beautiful. I think that that's a literacy. Like, at this point, you can read a couple languages, English and music.
Well, I also can speak conversational Spanish.
And he can speak trilingual, music, English, and Spanish.
I like that.
Yeah. Take that with you. Take that with you when you go.
I'm gonna start selling jobs. I'm trilingual.
Yeah. Put that on your application. Let them know. So tell us about your musical history. How did you get to the point where you are today?
As far as music goes, I started with music at age 9. As far as actually delving into writing and trying to find my footing with it, I have been listening. My dad's he's a weirdo, honestly. I mean, he's a weirdo as far as his musical taste.
Right.
He's a very eccentric person. His favorite band is like U2. He loves like Bob Marley, but he also loves like EPMD, Public Enemy.
Gotcha.
And I remember first time I played Drake, he was like, "Yo, dude is refreshing," and I was like, "He's gonna be a star. Watch."
Yeah.
And that was when. That was like when Comeback Season had just came out. I played it and he was like, yeah, that dude's refreshing. I heard him say that. I was like, yeah, Drake's gonna be something. So coming from that background and hearing and like my dad listening to so much different stuff, that's where I kind of feel as far as my musings when I actually got into sound production around 13. Started with Fruity Loops. My dad he bought me a keyboard. Fruity Loops.
I have not heard about
Fruity Loops FL Studio
since I think was in like 2005. Like, it's been a while since I've heard anybody say anything about Fruity Loops.
You'd be surprised. A lot of producers really still use it.
Really?
A lot of producers, like even like Chasing Cash, for instance. He's produced. I think he produced that Girls Run the World. He helped Hit Boy produce that for Beyonce.
Wow.
So yeah, he uses that joint. Fruity Loops. I kind of grew out of it I won't say grew out of it. It wasn't my taste. I found Ableton, and you could just the way you could move things and do things like that. I was more drawn to that.
Right.
So before we get to all that though, pretty much. Between my father, between listening to Jadakiss, Missy, all that, recording over cassette tapes, playing them joints back, writing my own songs. Yeah, I would go buy recordable tapes, or my mom had like these old cassettes that when CDs started coming out, she wasn't listening to no more, like gospel joints or whatever.
Right.
I would take tape, put it over like the back of them joints, and then re-record Jadakiss and Missy and all that on it, and then write my songs and my freestyles to it. So that, and then started making beats at 13 with a group called like the Rocket Boys when I was in high school rather at that point. Once we really started producing and everything like that, and then that kind of fell off. Was kind of homeless for. I ain't even kinda. I was between homes and homeless for about 2 years in Virginia after I graduated high school. I left my parents' crib the day I graduated. We have great relationships now, though.
Right. It happens like that. Like when you're young, I just want to leave my parents' house by any means necessary, right? And then when we get older, we start to understand them better. They understand us better, and it just kind of flows like that. But ain't nobody mad at you for that. So I'm glad that you did, because obviously you would not be where you are today if you didn't take that leap of faith and you didn't just branch out on your own and start to create your own legacy.
That's when everything started to be a lot better for me, honestly.
That's real cool. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break. Please come back and watch Tracy Lamont. We have more to say. He has his pineapple on today, and be back with us. This is Carolina's Finest. Peace. Peace, love, y'all, and all that good stuff. We are back, Carolina's Finest. I'm Bird Nefertiti, and this is Tracy Lamont again here blessing us today. So before we actually were talking earlier, we were talking about some new developments in Netflix, because Tracy had brought up the fact that when he was growing up, as he was diving deeper into his art, he was kind of a loner. So I said, well, Do you watch The Get Down, Tracy? You were like,
of course, that shit crack.
it's the best show, right? It's the best show ever, right? So, and then I was like, I shed a tear because I read an article like last week about how they're actually about to cancel The Get Down on Netflix because of what I read was because of budget cuts. And we learned also that the person who made it just didn't want to do it anymore. We don't know that. I can't think of that person's name, but they just didn't want to do it anymore. So then Tracy said, he jumped in and said, what'd you say, Tracy?
I was like, you know what? Netflix is also canceling a lot of other, African American, black, melanated, whatever, copper tone, whatever make you feel tone. Good. They're also canceling a lot of the shows that we watch, due to viewers not liking it.
Viewers not liking it.
Now, one of the shows that I mentioned, I actually learned from Trish, was a show that's actually on TV. I don't know the name of it.
Underground. Right, Underground.
It's called The Underground. It features a woman that was in The Great Debaters. With Denzel, if you're familiar with that. And it said that they were canceling it pretty much because the majority of viewers don't like to see slaves that pretty much are bossing up, uprising. They don't want to see that.
Right. And so that's a whole problem for me because I feel like, as we were saying earlier, the culture is shifting and a lot more people of color are kind of realizing the systems that have been placed on them and all that, on all of those horrible things. And I felt like those shows like The Get Down, Get Down is a great show because it kind of helps us honor hip hop because it takes us back to our roots, the origin of hip hop. How did hip hop come into play in the first place? How was that art form born? Well, it was born out of oppression. It was born out of a group of people trying to express themselves, trying to find a way of life that fit them, trying to get out of their circumstances, and so we have hip hop. And that show was important, just like understanding that all slaves weren't okay with being slaves. Okay, some of them
probably the majority weren't.
Some just a few or so, maybe more. I don't know everybody. I don't know. I wasn't there personally. At least I don't remember. But I'm saying I think it's important that we understand that there is a fire. We do have a fire, and I feel like it's some poo-poo that those shows are being canceled because I think that we need to see those. I think that we get our knowledge from there. We're the microwave generation. We want everything fast. A lot of our kids are not reading.
That's true.
They're not reading. And so to see these films and to see these shows and to see themselves in a positive way is important. And I think it's real tricky how those same shows that, in a sense, empower us are also the same shows that viewers don't want to see anymore.
I mean, I believe that all of that's true, but we just gotta do more to create our own platforms.
Facts.
So me and you band up, somebody else band up,
right?
Get some bands and create our own Netflix.
Right. So you said something about if you don't like it, you don't have to go there. So the most effective moment in history where I feel like we saw in our ancestors' history where we saw that the whole notion of we don't like it, we not gonna put our money there was the Montgomery bus boycott.
Yep.
Led by Martin Luther King, right? So these are black folks that said, you know what, we're tired of being treated like this. Bump that, we all not riding the bus. And it was difficult. You know what I'm saying? Folks had to walk, carpool. Folks had to be uncomfortable for a while. However, they got their point across and justice was served because they pulled their money. I'm just saying. And
that's what I won't say we because I'm willing to do it. That's what a lot of people, a lot of us aren't willing to do. We're not willing to make those sacrifices. We want to talk. We want to go out and protest. We want to tweet. We want to film us doing it, but we don't want to.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
On Instagram.
Shoot, you even want to get it tatted on you, but you don't want to. But you don't want to actually go and walk with your homie 12 miles to get to the joint. You don't want to call 4 people to figure out which one got a ride. Who can get y'all all got to get up early enough to get everybody to work on time. That stuff like that just costs time and intelligence. That doesn't even cost that. Shoot, you actually save money. Even if you got the money to afford these things that are going on, you saving money. Then not only that, you create a sense of community.
Right. Absolutely. All right, y'all. We're gonna be back. It's Tracy Lamont, Bird Nefertiti, Carolina's Finest. Peace. Welcome back to Carolina's Finest. Tracy, you good?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Tracy's here with us, and I'm Burton FTT. So, Tracy, what are you working on today? What are some things we need to keep our eyes open for, and how can we find you, brother?
Okay. Well, actually, literally today, I am mixing down some tracks for my homie Rowdy. Jay Rowdy, he's about to release his project, The Return of Black Wall Street, Friday. So we all nighter to pretty much mix that out. But as far as what I got going on, just for my own music, Fallen Dogwood Petals is coming soon. I'm not gonna give no details. I'm just gonna let you know that pretty much everything's ready to go on it. All the music. I just got the artwork.
Okay.
I'm putting the final touches on it. Getting some saxophones. A little couple of additions on it. Aside from that, I'm working on a project with this producer in Russia. His name is Mad Bill. The first song that we did is called TOYG3. It's actually on SoundCloud now, so please check that out. You can find me everywhere, anywhere at I am Tracy Lamont, and that is TRACYLAMONT.
You better know
IG, IG, Twitter, whatever, and then also get at me on Spotify. Stream. I'll take that 10 cent or whatever they pay me. I take it.
Right. So make sure y'all go follow Tracy Lamont. All right, you ready for your pop questions?
Let's go.
All right, who is your favorite person in Black history and why?
That's a good one, but I'm gonna have to go with Malcolm X for that one. Just based on his message, he was definitely one of the leaders that was. He wasn't afraid to be for us. He wasn't afraid to be like, nah, it's okay to just kick it with you. And he never outwardly put that we wasn't really messing with anybody else.
Right.
He was just like, it's cool
to
collaborate, to work, to network, and only include your people on some things.
Right.
He had a fervor about him. He had a sense of knowledge, you know, of confidence that I feel like a lot of other leaders didn't have. Bar none. He was very adamant about what he said, what he believed in. He was more balanced.
Right.
He was always willing to see both sides. But he very well understood that the other side might not think like that.
Right.
And he was okay to go to war for what he believed in.
Amen. All right, so next question. How do you clean your instruments? Now, I recognize that you are a producer and songwriter and rapper, so I'm going to let you take a minute. How do you clean your instruments?
As a producer, my biggest instrument would be the studio. And right now, that's in my home. I mean, granted, it's very nice. I'm grateful for it. So I keep my space clean. I keep my house clean, very clean. I'm a very clean person. Other than that, the actual instruments, the table, all of that, man, I just wipe it down. Windex for the glass. Little paper towel, whatever, to get the dust off of the keyboards and stuff like that. I probably do that every week.
Okay.
But other than that,
you better dust every week. All right. So last question. Do you talk to yourself? And if so, what do you say?
Do I talk to myself? I think there are times that I do talk to myself. Yeah, and what do I say? Yo, honestly, when I talk to myself, I'm keeping it in a minute. I'd be like, all right, Tracy, you might have lied to yourself about that one. We might need to actually do this or something like that. And then sometimes I just be like, nah, we not gonna bitch out on this. We gonna, cause I keep it a minute with you. Sometimes, I mean, I still get butterflies. I still get nervous about doing things, even things like approaching women. Sometimes I'll be get tongue tied. So I'd be like, Tracy, we gonna do this. Even if you mess up, we gonna do it.
Is it really butterflies though, or is that just your spirit brewing and preparing you to roar?
You know what? That's a good way to look at it. I never thought about that.
Yeah. That's what I tell myself. So I'm like, I ain't nervous. Nah, I'm just about to pounce. That's all this is.
You know what? I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that going forward. I appreciate that.
Take it on the road. Okay, so we'll be right back, and this time you are actually going to get to see Tracy Lamont perform. So stay tuned. Hey y'all, hope you're still good, because we are here. Tracy Lamont's on the paint palette, y'all, and he's about to perform. Let me just say, when I saw this brother perform in Durham, I saw the energy. I felt the energy. I felt the anointing. I felt the aura. I felt the message, and I felt the vibe. Tracy Lamont, everybody.
So this song right here, this for when you in your mood, you know. You driving down the street, working on your song, doing your spoken word, filming, what have you. This for that. Can you tell me, is you vibing? Said, is you vibing? Is you vibing? Is you feeling you? Well, I guess I feel you too. I feel you too, but can you tell me if you vibing? Yeah, is you vibing? Hey, but is you feeling you? Yeah, well, I guess I feel you too. I feel you. Look, baby, take a break from that Instagram. Yeah, you bad as fuck, you got instant fans. But you got baddest luck when shit hit the fan. I mean, you always back on up, right back to that man. When truthfully, you don't need him if you feeling you, but you fuck up. Sit back, learn that lesson. During that, get your bucks up. It was 8 of us in that basement. I was fucked up, but my parents made a way, and so I lucked up. No, you can't blame me for these mistakes. I'm just a young buck, and I never repeat them twice. I'm not no numb nuts. You get stuck in them same cycles till you bump up. If you really feeling the vibe, well then jump up. You vibing, hey, hands high. Is you vibing, hey, girl, is you feeling you? Yeah, well, I guess I feel you too. I feel you too. Can you tell me, is you vibing? Is you vibing? Is you vibing? But is you vibing? Is you feeling you? Look, I'm the king with the shaved sides. Make waves, never wave ride. Surf through them, never wave tides. The vibes stand current, you can tell them on the wave ride. Put on for NC, still rep VA ride. Getting love in Durham, damn my little city. Maybe the new shit, I'm on the spike seat. I stopped listening to niggas I wanted to be like when I realized they wanted to be like me. If you open your eyes, all the symbols you might see. It's simple as sight, see. Ever to fight G, had to do it out of spite. See, they putting sprites in your sprite G. You gotta fight for your rights, but the fights in your mental. What's sharper than the sword? The pen or the pencil. They gotta stay outside the lines of these man-made stencils. Boy, I ride this flow like a rental. You drop what you into, get into my vibe like you hear my credentials. Blessed assurance like call for prudential. Back in middle school, Tamika said you prude, ain't you? Nah, just a lot of been respectful. Karma could be a bitch when you working on projections. In these wild times, man, we all need protection. My higher up like I live with the Jetsons. I'm repping.
That was Tracy Lamont. Y'all, please make sure y'all follow him at I am Tracy Lamont. That's correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And this was Carolina's Finest. Y'all, again, honor yourself. Push yourself first, man. It doesn't matter what you're doing if you're not doing it for you. It doesn't matter what you're doing if you don't feel good. Okay? So make sure you put yourself first, and everything else will definitely fall into place. And this was Carolina's Finest. Come see us next week. Peace.
Respect.